All right, in this video, I'm going to cover why you can't generate leads when it comes to any kind of outbound marketing, why it's so hard when you deploy any kind of marketing strategy that it just doesn't simply work, it flops, and that it feels like you're trying to run up a hill when it comes to growing your business. And I know this because I've been there, and I've worked with hundreds of clients, and I've seen this firsthand from publicly traded companies to your average startup. So quick background on me, my name is Nick Abraham. I'm the founder of Leadbird. We're a B2B lead gen agency. Currently, we have about 150 active clients, and we run a couple SaaS companies with over 5,000 monthly users. And so I've gotten pretty good at generating leads for myself and from my clients. And what I've realized is that there's only two types of offers: demand capture offers and demand gen offers. And understanding this is the fundamentals and the principles to actually making outbound lead gen work. And so everything I'm saying, it's not something that I came up with. It's not something that is unique strategies or anything of that sort. It just comes from binge watching Alex Hormozi's content. It comes from speaking with Daniel Fazio on our late night calls and just really understanding these principles. And it's really changed a lot for me when it comes to creating new offers, running new businesses, and just overall structuring stuff for our clients at Leadbird. So a demand capture offer is like an offer that somebody's only going to buy because they're currently searching for it. Like an example of this is like someone needs a website today. They're going online, they're typing web design agency near me, and they're trying to find someone. And so the way to tap into that is that you need to capture the demand by being there when people search for it. Ranking on Google for those keywords or running Google ads on those keywords, whatever it may be. And then there's demand gen offers. So these are offers that you could just create demand for. And what I mean by that is like you could simply say what the product is, say what the service is, say what your solution is, and put it in front of people, and they're immediately like, I need that, right? And so you're just interrupting someone and you can create the demand for your service. And one thing Hormozi says is that when you make offers that are so good, so compelling, and you can generate, you can instantly start generating interest and start building demand. And so let's talk about demand capture offers. And the way I think about demand capture offers is with a lot of startups, they simply pitch their service and just their service, exactly what they do. This is companies that are usually in that like $0 to $30,000 a month revenue point. And they may have the best back-end systems to create the most beautiful websites, but they only will say, hey, we're a web design firm, and that's what they pitch everything as. They just pitch it as web design. And it goes down the board: HR services, software development, CRM professional services, business funding offers. And so these are examples of demand capture offers. They literally just present themselves as a web design firm or a software dev agency. And the reason why this is so hard to make work with any kind of demand gen mechanism like cold emails or ads or anything of that sort is because like you're trying to just capture the 3% of people that are actively looking for your solution. So, you know, you may run cold emails saying, hey, I can build beautiful websites. Are you interested? The only person that's going to convert on that is the random 3% that you might hit, and they might respond and might actually buy your service. And so it's just not a good funnel to run when you're running outbound. You have to understand how to take your demand capture offer and reposition it to make it a demand gen offer. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about here. The best way to do that is to identify a niche market that has a specific problem that your solution solves and build an offer around that. So let me give you an example, right? So with software development agencies, right, if they run their cold emails, they could say, hey, we're the best software dev agency. We have a 5 out of 5 on Clutch Stars. We've worked with hundreds of companies for Fortune 500s. Is there any softwares that you want to build? And that's how most software dev agencies pitch their services. They simply just say, hey, we're a software dev agency. Are you guys interested? And it's like, that's such a hard pitch, right? Like if I got that email, I'm thinking to myself, cool, you build a software. That doesn't do anything for me. I don't know what software I need to build. So I'm not going to reply. I'm just going to remove this email from my inbox and just go on with my day. And so the way I would think about it is I would identify a niche market that has a specific problem and then give them a solution. So if I was a software dev agency, it's no longer, hey, we're a software dev agency. It's like, hey, I noticed that you're a fitness trainer and we've built a fitness app that ranked really well in the App Store and generated our fitness trainer client millions of dollars in revenue. Can I build you a fitness app? Right now, I've just identified a niche market and I'm giving them a solution to their pain point and helping them generate more money. And so now I could reach out to any kind of fitness trainer. Instead of just saying, hey, I could build you a software, I'm giving them a specific solution. And now I'm taking that demand capture offer and turning it into demand gen, because now I can just present it and then people will be interested, right? And the thing about what a lot of people will do is they'll try to build an offer around a problem that has no demand. So that example I just gave, that may not be something that fitness trainers actually care about. It's just something I just came up with on the top of my brain. And so you need to solve to see if you could build an offer around a problem that actually has demand. And the best way to do that is just pick up your phone and literally call people in this market and see if they would actually pay for whatever you're about to pitch them. And that's how you compile market research. One of my favorite things to do to validate an offer is literally call up people in my market or reach out to them on LinkedIn and say, hey, I'm a college student. I go to college at this state, and we have an assignment in our marketing class. Do you have 5 minutes for me to just ask you a couple questions? And then I'm literally just asking them questions like, hey, look, if we built a product that did this, being in your market, it would solve this pain point. Would you pay this much for it? And like, is this actually something that is useful to you and would solve a huge pain point in your current life? And then you basically get their feedback. And if you do that at scale, you do that enough, you'll be able to identify trends and say, oh, okay, this is something that people actually care about. And so here's some stupid examples of trying to build an offer around a problem that has no demand, right? An app that helps toddlers achieve mindfulness and peace through guided meditation. There is no demand for that. No toddler is waking up every morning and saying, I want to meditate, right? Receiving a monthly box of premium paper clips delivered to your office. I don't think any office manager is waking up every morning and saying, hey, I want a subscription to premium paper clips, right? So you're trying to create offers and solutions for problems that don't really exist. And because of that, there is no demand for it. And so you have to identify how to take your offer, your demand capture offer, the service that you sell, and make it positioned for demand gen. And you need to validate that it's something that actually has demand for. And then you can run outbound marketing, cold emails, cold calling, whatever. You can do pretty much any type of marketing mechanism and make it successful. Another thing I wanted to touch on, and to give you another example, is like CRM professional services. We've worked with a ton of software dev agencies, CRM like development agencies or CRM implementation agencies, and all they say is like, hey, we can make your HubSpot more effective, or hey, we can implement chat support into your Salesforce. And it's like, dude, there's nothing unique about that. There is nothing that I could go to Salesforce users and say that about your Salesforce implementation offer that will make them sit there and say, oh, I need this. So I'm just trying to send cold emails into the abyss and find the 3% of people that are actively looking for the solution. And it's just such a hard way to make the outreach and the cold email campaigns work. And so if I'm a CRM professional service company, I would be thinking, okay, what is the actual end outcome that I can sell to this market? And so one of the most successful CRM professional service offers that we ran was basically reaching out to people that were using HubSpot and saying, hey, most HubSpot users don't have a nurture re-engagement flow, and I'd love to help you guys rebook 10 to 15 appointments on your calendar by building out a nurture mechanism inside of HubSpot. Interested in speaking? And now they're like, oh, yeah, like I would be interested in getting this and having 10 to 15 more appointments on my calendar, and then they'll book a call. And so you just have to think about, hey, how do I take my service and build an offer around it that is demand gen? And then once you establish that, and now you're in the space where you validated that the offer has demand and that people in that market genuinely want it, now let's run campaigns, right? And so these are the type of campaigns that I would run if I was trying to figure out how to make like cold emails work. The first one to do, it's the easiest. And you won't make direct revenue from this, but it builds up a very good partnership channel. So it's just partnership campaigns. So you just find adjacent businesses that service your customers and run campaigns to them. An example of this would be, like if you're a web design agency that works on Webflow, you want to find design and branding firms to basically be their development partner. Because usually what they do is they'll just do the Figma design, and then sometimes they have someone in-house to do the Webflow development, but most of the time they don't. Or they do the development on WordPress and they don't do it on Webflow. Just run a cold email campaign on them and say, hey, look, I saw you're a design firm or a branding agency. Do you guys have a Webflow partner to help with development? I'd love to see if we can create a referral network or partnership. And then you shouldn't expect too much from it. Like, you're not going to make intros right then and there. We've seen some clients actually get intros that first week and then see deals happen in the next 60 days. But it's something to just build. And if you can build out a good partnership program, you can create inbound through that. The other thing is like trigger-based campaigns. So I'm not a huge fan of trigger-based campaigns, and the reason why is just because like most trigger events don't happen at enough of a quantity for it to be predictable enough. So a good example is identify like what is a trigger that indicates someone is looking for your product or service. An example is if you're a recruiter, someone posting a job post for a position that they're hiring for is an indication that you're hiring, and so that you could place someone to that job role. And so if you like scraped LinkedIn Jobs and ran campaigns to the hiring manager, but let's say you only place nurses in North America, there's probably only, nurses is probably a big one. Let's say medical assistants in North America. There's probably only 2,000 job posts inside in the entire US for that. And finding the hiring manager, sending cold emails, like it's just not, doesn't happen at a high enough scale for it to be a predictable thing. If you could figure out how to automate it and have it just like auto add in and just send, this is a great campaign to just run on the side. The other thing to do, if you can't figure out how to get your demand gen or demand capture offer to be a demand gen offer, what you need to do is just send sufficient volume. I don't recommend this because you're just like sending cold emails into the abyss. And like, typically these won't get as good engagement, which means you're gonna have deliverability issues down the road. And you just have to let it run in the background, but it's always good to just kind of run in the background, specifically if you could do it for cheap. I would not hire a lead gen agency in any capacity to run volume on the monthly retainer or anything of that sort, because you're just going to be grossly overpaying, and then your CAC is going to suffer because of that. What I recommend, this is the number one thing, is you just need to run niche campaigns with unique offers and value props and figure out where the demand is. And you can cut your learning curve here. So instead of like running like 7 different offers, 7 different campaigns, each hitting a different niche with a different pain point, I would just do the market research. Like spend a week doing the market research so you're not spending time to set up 7 campaigns and launch them all, because it's just going to take more time, and then you're going to burn through your lead list, or not really burn through your lead list, but you're going to sometimes have campaigns that flop, and then your deliverability is going to suffer because you didn't get that initial engagement. Like, I think it's just easier to call the people in those markets and then like really see if they'd be interested in those offers and see if there's demand for it. So that's how I think about like how to go about taking a demand capture offer to be demand gen. I, once again, would not hire a lead gen agency, and I'm saying this as a lead gen agency owner. Like, we've been around for 4 years. I would not hire an agency like myself or anyone else in the space if you do not have a demand gen offer, because it is so hard for us to get results whenever it's a demand capture offer. We're really sending cold emails in the abyss and seeing what sticks. Sometimes agencies like ours, like we've worked with a lot of clients, so we know how to reposition the offers and we'll recommend it to you. But a lot of times we don't, right? Because we've never worked with a company like yourself or sold that service via cold email or successfully sold it via email. And so if you're hoping that your lead gen agency can help you figure out your offer, that's a quick way to burn money. If you're wanting to do the testing and not have to think about it, sure. And if you have excess funds, sure. But I think you should probably try to figure out in-house. And then, and this is not even just with lead gen agencies, like this comes with any type of marketing vendor that you hire. If you could figure out how to position a demand gen or how to create a demand gen offer, like you could have an agency that is half-assed, 5 out of 10, and still get incredible results. And so that's the thing I want to just point out. And then just so you guys have a good understanding, right? If you try to run cold emails in-house, it's going to cost you anywhere from $700 to $1,500 a month. We actually build out cold email fulfillment systems that are way cheaper because we have all the tools that we built in-house, as well as just like great pricing with vendors across the board. And we've built it to make it to where cold emails is so much easier to launch. And I'll show you quickly what that looks like. But it comes at just strictly $500 a month. So if you guys want to book a call, basically what we provide outside of just the tech in itself, we'll give you a dedicated account manager. They'll hop on an onboarding call and do ongoing support. They'll build out your first campaign for you, so copy and a lead list, and they'll do the entire end-to-end done-for-you cold email setup and provide ongoing training. And then what you get on the end-to-end done-for-you cold email setup is the ability to send 10,000 emails monthly. You won't have to worry about setting up any of the technical stuff. You won't have to worry about deliverability or any of that sort. You could reach out to about 5,000 net new leads every single month. Everything comes email verified. We even set up an inbox management using AI so that you don't even have to monitor with that. We'll do CRM integration. We'll even add quick lines so that all your emails come personalized, and you actually get 100 inboxes, and then we'll make sure we manage your deliverability for you. So let me hop into our platform real quick and show you what that looks like. So we basically took all of our tools and technology that we've built across the years, and we just integrated this and built this on top of Smartly. And so what it looks like is that you can actually launch campaigns in 3 simple steps. You can put in a LinkedIn sales nav link or an Apollo search link here. So let me just call this Apollo Managers. And let's just put apollo.com. So you can create a free account on Apollo. You don't need a subscription. And just put in your targeting link here. And then you can just put in your copy. We're just doing this as a test. and then you simply click launch. And what we're doing on the back end is we're scraping the leads, we're verifying the leads, then we do a waterfall enrichment, then we verify it again to make sure the waterfall enrichment is legit, and then we add quick lines for personalization, and then we basically upload all the leads alongside your copy with spin tags and draft a campaign for you so that you can review. So you'll see all the leads are in here. We upload them through the API. You'll see your sequence that you wrote out was here as well. It'll add in spin tags, and then it'll do the setup that we recommend. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that, and you won't see it in here right now, but we add 100 email accounts. We buy them through a vendor called hypertide.io. Hypertide's pretty expensive if you're just a solo user, so you can buy it through us because we have a license with them. They basically set up enterprise, Outlook, IP infra, and they set up 100 email accounts from American Microsoft data centers. So you have cleaner IPs, and it's on a fresh new domain. So we'll take care of all that entire setup as well. And it's just $500 a month. So it's cheaper than doing this in-house because you're leveraging our tech and the discounts that we get at scale for running this through our clients. So if you're interested, feel free to book a call and we can get you started there. And before I head out, let me show you what it looks like whenever we submit a lead your way. So this is the lead for one of our portfolio companies called Scrubby. So as soon as we get a positive response, we just send it straight to your email. And it looks like this. It also integrates it to your CRM. And then you can just click to reply and continue the conversation straight from your inbox. And then you don't even have to worry about logging in and doing inbox management. We'll handle that all for you. And yeah, that's our service in a nutshell. I would go ahead and check it out if you're wanting to go ahead and try to get demand gen offers running properly and at scale. And yeah, that's basically it. If you found this video useful, feel free to subscribe to the channel as well. And that's it for me.